to work with, even more deadly. Is this a Sheriff round for G2? Artazine with that very tight off angle, expecting a fair bit of action over towards the B side, and with that stealth drone being aware that Jorgamo is testing Garage, they're in the right place for now.
Ooh, that flash didn't actually connect onto Ospas, so there was no audio cue for G2 to know that someone is actually posted up in a long. Regardless of that, though, they're going to pivot back.
Oh,
Cortese, he's pushed up. He just has the Sheriff. This could be tough. He does get the first, but he can't connect the second. Instant trade from Trent.
That was, though, the Sheriff player, the weakest buy on the entirety of MIBR. And they're ready at the back of C-side. Shenum already guns Valen down. Fault line comes through, but where's the control util? They lost Valen so early. Now it's up to Leaf, who has snuck through in fairness, but has a heck of a lot of work still to do.
He wants to try and pivot through Garage now. 2 players on site. Just with this Sheriff, have to get some one-taps, but Art's in.
Verno will respect it. Pull off this a little more. Aspas being moved from A long over towards this B site this round. Making use of that verticality, but Shenum gets plucked out from under him, and he doesn't see a damn thing.
All right, the stealth drone is going to go into the B side from Trent. Jaw has A control while he still has his dimensional drift over towards C. So there are options for G2 right now in the mid round, but they are content just allowing MIBR to play right into their hands.
As they MIBR getting impatient, pushing up for info. They don't have a lot of easy ways to get that on this team. Beautiful shot from Artazine. Joel caught with some util in his hand, but quickly Valen snaps back. And it's Cortesia all alone. And when you only have the stealth drone to get that sort of passive info, you do have Cypher, of course, but it might be hard to take some risks to push up for info. Get one more gun away, though, I think, from G2, and you're feeling good. Can Cortesia get at least that?
Yeah, could throw down the cage, try and obscure one of these angles, isolate a fight.
Just on his right, left and in front. Virtually impossible to win these scenarios. Never see it happen. Cortesia tries to draw some aggro.
Deep A long, where G2 are really giving him no opportunity to play because they're always putting Nebula here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Aspas thinks twice about it, but G2 have snuck in the timing. The timing is right there. Like, oh my goodness, what a flick! Valen doesn't know what hit him. Like a ball out of the blue. Aspas deals with the first interloper, and there's more where that came from. First clone, looks like that would have been shot. And there's Jorg finding Artazine. There goes that util, but Aspas with the shorty. Such efficient use of those shells. Leaves it up to Trent and Leaf, and they are banged up bad.
Cortesia is wrapping on the flank right now as well, slows down just at the perfect time, so Leaf can't hear those footsteps. Shenum on the swing, gets the first. Trent isolated alone.
Strong wind to blow him away. 7 points of health, salvos in hand, no plant to speak of. Until here just to clear sewers, and obviously that same smoke up A long. It's Verno, again, respecting it.
Wants to get the information with the stealth drone because G2 have been happy to, on every single round, they place this Nebula A long, push up at least Jaw into this area of the map. It's just going to be a full-on A exec from G2. Here come the smokes, and it seems like MIBR will be content just playing this for the retake. Can't blame them for that.
Deep in the site, though, playing from hell is Jorgamo right now, and he wants a bit more. Again, great position for that Stinger to have value. A rolling Dundee here could be devastating for these entrenched G2 attackers. Comes through right about now. Steel Garden also being active now to even the odds. That's deployed by Leaf. MIBR now can't capitalize on the stun.
That got a lot of connections there. Aftershock is going to be good to force Jonah off this angle with the fault line. He's going to have to send that out and run. Still though, MIBR, look at the delay utility. By the time they get in here, they're going to have virtually no time to actually defuse this spike.
What is going on? The salvos stop MIBR from following up on that util from the breach, and now they're getting cut down by G2. Not even a full stinger round, but have a look at this. Plenty of rifles to be recovered. Trent and Jonah P get their grubby little hands on them.
Oh my God,
Shenum is brought down with an op in.
Oh, Cortesia punished, pushing for information. This is some vintage G2, getting the attacking op in the hands of Leaf and allowing him to just pick off defenders that are overplaying their hand.
Yep. Reminds me of that Chamber Leaf action. Can still get it done here as well. Jorg, deep into the seaside, backside smoked, and now MIBR have to put it together. Valen probably hears this. Disrupted the plant. Jonah P might want to try and just pave the way with a fault line here.
When he gets this plant, he's going to have the Rolling Thunder, by the way. Going to be even more difficult for MIBR to try and get back into this site.
Jonah's thinking about it too. Has it lined up. Artazine also getting ready with some util of his own. Jonah lets it ring out. Rolling Thunder comes through. This will delay things a little bit more, and Shenum is set upon by Valen. He heard the TP earlier and picks his spot beautifully. Artesine's going to try and clear this out now. Valen well aware of where he is. He crosses back to the right. He's out of there.
There's only one decision to make for Aspas and Verno after the Rolling Thunder is expended, and that is to save. And hey, at least they got it out, I suppose. Artsin would love to be able to take an engagement and upgrade this Sheriff, if he can.
I don't see him getting too much here at all. Push down mid. He's not sure about whether this is going A. He thought about heading Heaven. And G2 just probing, once more trying to draw someone from MIBR out. Wait for them to get impatient.
Aware that MIBR are running a very different setup in this round, as Verno has typically been over towards A, sending that stealth drone down long, but gets pinged out for the G2 initiator util as they slow down in this mid round.
They probably guessed that Aspas is playing A long as a result of that. So far, those two have just been switching places. And that was true initially, but not so much now. Deep in sewers. Artesine set up here to try and extract some value from the Stinger, and he might have an opportunity here.
MIBR were really expecting G2 to try and make some kind of foray towards B. That hasn't been the case, so now they are trying to rotate some defenders over towards A, where G2 are selling that presence and pivoting back to C. This is gorgeous. The site is so free.
No, okay, nice for Cortesia. Finally forges out, but that wall is set for, an A hit. So MIBR definitely drift over that way, and that's value. It covers back C site. Eventually, G2 are going to try and clear into that area now. And Joda on a big wide flank. The time is ticking for Verno.
Just wanted to find a time to use that stun. It's not actually going to happen. Can Shenum back C long have impact?
Timing. The timing. Professor V is on the hunt. He's on the march. He's coming from the rear guard as well. Little fault line. Verno nowhere to go right now, but Artesine's on the spike. Joda's got to get there. He just doesn't have nearly enough time. Caught inside the paranoia. And shit.
Going out.
Haven't really seen any early sewers play from MIBR since that round 4, and Cortesia shows himself. Last round it worked. He got a kill pushing out. This time, he shows a little too much leg.
And now G2 have all the time in the world to watch the map. Artsin is trying to...
Dinks.
Oh, wow, barely escapes, just ducking his head below. He wanted to try and find a moment to even things up 4-on-4. MIBR are making a decent rotate here towards the A site. Verno is on the way.
Shenum, TP's out. All is well. Artesine low. And at least they have a player in the site. A bit more of a sacrificial lamb, though. Verno's going to be there. Trent now knows he's about to get busy. Special delivery comes in. He's got to take the power. Oh, my goodness. Had the crosshair placed to perfection. But Verno's still fighting. Eventually cut down. But at 10 health, this whole time, Artesine's been waiting to emerge. He has done the most. And Joda gets sat right down. Bobby, Jorgmo doesn't respect it, but also is the only player insert here with a gate crash to get out, and he will.
That is much of what we've seen from the opening rounds for G2. Georgia typically hasn't actually been pressured to need to teleport away. This is the first time that's really been the case. And now that they have control of A, MIBR are rotating around towards CB. They know that G2 are going to be heading this way as they are making their exploration through Garage. This Armageddon is fantastic!
G2 have to split very quickly away from this, but Leaf is on the other side. He's a little more committed, but MIBR haven't capitalized just yet. Backside also an Armageddon. Both Tejo's unleashing, and it will be a C retake for MIBR.
Okay, and a great Steel Garden from Leaf. Just couldn't capitalize on MIBR. They're trying to flood back in, but they're getting stuck in this nebula. They can't move. Verno caught.
Yep, still stuck there. Briefly stunned. It would seem that way. Shenum is going to trigger the shield wall here, and Trent is looking for this. And they know Shenum's done this before. The late timing. This round, it's a little later and too late to stop G2 on the site. Sees the gate crash come past. Jorg might take a time in a TP to that to double swing this if they know Shenum is here. Barrel shown. Trent is walking up into that one. Again, he's looking for exits here. He's all but done as G2 are going to find a crucial round number 4. Might see Jorg anyway step up, try and get the gun away from him. It's not to be. Shenum says, I'm taking this ham. G2 have to know he's tucked here. Given the economy being shaky as it is, Valorant is ready for it. Only takes a lick of damage. And on the C we go once more, uncontested. G2 get in.
Cortesia has been playing such an aggressive half of Cypher, and frankly, it's just not been working. G2 have had the read on him, and he's been getting punished.
He's the most aggressive by far, but here's Aspas' Blade Storm. Okay, Rolling Thunder comes out, but Lee catches Shenom sleeping, and there's Artazine falling as well. Aspas is not really durable enough to go for this, but what choice do you have? Do you decide instead, yes, to just exit the round with some dignity and a rifle?
I mean, look, MIBR, they do already have 6 rounds on the board. You'll take that on defense side, Haven. That's totally fine. G2 were in such a dire spot, though. All those MIBR rounds came right at the beginning. I love that play towards C, getting Jogamo up into the spawn, swinging. That's on your team by 3. He's died 9 times already. Regardless, Verno, he's pushed up way further than typical into this A lobby, and he's caught in the salvos. That is dangerous. Jaw is sprinting around, getting info with this Cosmic Divide up as well.
And this divide implies a potential B hit. That's why MIBR haven't flooded onto A yet. But here's Jaw from the top rope.
And that's the beauty of the Cosmic Divide. You can get out of the teleport on either side, and the defenders won't hear it. Double swing through is perfect.
Valen jumping through the fog. Once again, G2 with a very clean entry. These attack side rounds have looked slick. Now they have that Heaven control here. Aspas dealt with Leaf, so now you're on a timer if you're G2. But the threat is pretty low. Shenom and Aspas on opposite sides of the map. And, well, G2 are going hunting. Jorg with yet another 3-piece, and that is...
On the first half here on the second, or if G2 can win their first pistol round in this series.
Trent was one of the standout players yesterday. Just a Teo 1 trick nowadays, but he makes it look damn good. He has to back off this A side. The hit is too far, so quickly G2 get forced into a retake, and there is a trapwire to clear on the wrap, so MIBR know this is coming.
There's no trip behind right now. Perfect stun onto Cortesia. He is in trouble. Just gets around the corner barely. 3 flanking G2 players on his tail.
They're coming quickly. They're coming fast. Let loose the Hounds of Hell. Shenom trying to break out of what could be a bit of a pincer, but it's going badly. What a shot. Aspas, though.
Pistol gods. Leaf is the lone player on C with a frenzy, about to feel a lot of pressure from the wave of MIBR utility. No choice but to give this site up.
Now Leaf says, understood, have a nice day. I'm gonna go find my friends. G2 full pistols here. Little frenzy picked up for Leaf. And once again, there is a backside trapwire like there was in the previous round, so this will be telegraphed. Random damage on Verno. He'll be able to regen much of that shield, though, and here comes Trent round the corner. No, not again, G2. Aftershock here is going to keep the classic crew at bay for now.
They're all swinging out. This is a little bit dangerous, but no, at the long range, they're going to be getting it cleaned up.
Definitely left the C side of the map a little weaker after getting picked up early in many of those rounds.
All right, MIBR, because of that previous buy decision on the bonus, they've got 5 rifles into their actual bonus. Aspas dashing into the B site, waiting for that fault line to go. Leaf, perfect timing on the swing. He's backside. Can he get anyone to help him?
Okay, Shenom able to find Jonah P, but Trent is getting involved now. Now, you see G2 actually filtering into B. This is going to be a cancel called by MIBR. They want to get out. Jogamo might have a chance to get ahead of this. Or at least back into spawn. Yep, he wants to get across the map as fast as he can, and already G2 are in hot pursuit. Oh man, surely! They don't look back behind them. Artazine deals with Leaf, but they don't expect the second. What about the third, guys? That's a no.
That is Jonah waiting with the fault line off any contact. Going to rip that for Jaw to take a fight.
Sua's presence here for Jaw, but with the ability to fall back with a gate crash. Aspas a little bit low. I think Trent just swung out and took a wallbang. Took a chunk out of the star player, but well, Aspas has 44 health more than he needs. Now 4 more.
Oh, that's a sick entry. I mean, he outpaces the stun actually being able to be used, and there's no one to trade off Jaw. He's the one supposed to get the kill there. G2 feel like they need to double up and re-clear towards Sue, and in the meantime, Cortesia, much like the last round, is just trying to prod towards Garage, proc that shear wall.
Getting a lot of value, teasing all that Sentinel util out. But here's an activation from G2. They're going to move 2 up sewer. If Aspas is not quick about this, he'll get wrapped on, but the action is headed elsewhere. And Valen, Mastermind IGL, is downed. Little did MIBR know, it is completely open on C! Well, who cares about the objective? Aspas at 5 health just takes 2 more kills.
The old lurking jet strikes again, and Cortesia slowly through Garage. MIBR wants to fight for some early control of a lobby, missiles to keep anyone peeking from sewer at bay, that person being Jaw in this instance. But he's only there with the classic.
Dark cover will dissipate. This will need to be cleared. Trent there just healing back towards this site. And there's no gate crash active right now for Jaw. Remember, we're on a pretty rough buy, so might just be a couple pistols to anchor. We've seen G2 win these kinds of rounds.
Here comes that standard execute utility. Ospas popping out of that cloudburst backside. The multiple flashes used. From the breach and paranoia as well. Cortezia in trouble. Okay, he does get his. Going to need some help though. Valen could collect a kill here, and he does.
It's that spacing, that delayed swing from Valen again that gets a kill, but Verno is going to be there. MIBR have every reason to respect G2 on these kind of rounds, but they have the protocols in place. Aspas always like that though, let's be fair.
Wants to take some kind of early fight towards B. With this Blade Storm in his hands. So confident, he has 6K, and he's just got a Stinger and the Blade Storm. I respect it. Dashing into the seaside, pressure on the IGL Valen.
He's missed Valen though, going over towards the left, tucked into the back corner. The knives don't connect, but Cortezia does. Reliable as ever, the newcomer. Leaf now has no choice but to sit inside this, what would be deployed cyber cage. Ping's in front of him now, he knows Cortezia is approximately there, and a spray through from Jonah P as well. Just triangulating the position. The Professor is on the mark.
Some massive confidence from Leaf, not giving up position in that dark cover. 4-on-4 retake, there's the stun into the salvos. Shenum in a lot of trouble, going to take some damage, has to teleport away.
Yep, MIBR now rattled in this post plant, but they're still trying to hold these anchor spots. Aspas will get first contact here, he sees them come, but Jonah finds another one. The operator of Jaw goes to work, but Artisan's already found himself two, shut down. And now it's up to Verno. Often the last alive in these scenarios, because he's got that Teo util, but those salvos are speculative. They don't stop the defuse, and Trent should swing on this, but Verno might have shut this down! No time
There's
for
no
Trent!
time.
Beautifully done! Cool as a cucumber! Very close to those key abilities, but they'd have to ration them, unlike MIBR, who can leverage them to try and get themselves a guaranteed win. Cam cleared. Cage dissipates, Leaf ducks away. Big stack for MIBR here, and there is a foray from G2. They see a lot. They get some damage on Verno, but that's it.
Oh man, you could see Verno really wanted to chase, but given he took 100 damage of his own, he just doesn't, he knows he can't.
The inner canine just telling him to go for it.
Cortezia just watching for anyone moving down mid, trying to get into window, and there's someone at window. That's Valen tucked close, hoping to find a moment where he can backstab, pick off one of the rotators. Maybe Verno last in the pack, a weak Verno as well.
This gets him ahead of the trap wire. There's no early warning that Valen is wrapped around. Oh, but he turns around, Verno. Spidey sense is clearly tingling. Valen hits him with a 1-2 punch.
That is going to give G2 one rifle to work with. Shenum pop that from the shadows to get deep sidekick control. I mean, he's pushing him forward, but he's going to be in some serious trouble.
This is what Jorgamo was doing on the attack side as well. Shenum getting into G2's face, gumming up the works. Steel Guarder now to, in theory, put them on more even footing. So a 3v3. Secondaries out. Cortezia deals with Valen comfortably enough, though. Jorg, his rifle sings. Cortezia now has control of his Vandal once more, but they're on the other side of the boxes. We're at half. They get off of it. Here's Cortezia. Not out. We've got 4 Initiator ultimates on deck. This is a round that is going to be potentially messy, but if Jorg finds a first pick from this contact push, it might get a little simpler. All of a sudden, the calculus gets unraveled.
Valen is tucked so close on this corner.
I like this a lot. Push up here from Jorgamo though. Flash out, buying a bit of space for Valen now, kind of resets the situation and forces him to be able to pull back. Jenum is probing, and Trent refuses to give him anything for free. Hello! He gets on out. Definitely a bit of a jump scare from Shenum, and he does get out of cubby though.
There's a minute left on the clock, a lot of time wasted, and yeah, MIBR, they feel like they have to reset, so they're going to send this stealth drone over towards A to get information, but it's not going to ease up G2's positioning because Leaf has actually got vision on lobby. Here comes the execute, here comes a rolling thunder just to get into the site.
G2 are playing full retake though, that's the plan with all his Initiator ultimates. So Artisan's the one left out there as it all starts to come down, taken immediately by Valen. Spike left out in the open. No plant just yet. MIBR have got to fight back into C for control, but Leaf is on a timing. And Jedom, sharp as he is, keeps the round alive. But God, the checklist is long in order to come out with a dub, and Valen says just on the Americas stage. Here's round 21 for you. MIBR still looking for the last couple, and Aspas runs headlong into Jonah P's ball. He headbutts it.
It's so simple, and it's executed to such perfection. Again, it's just the timing on these double swings out of the smoke off that fault line, and now a triple reclear. This could be dangerous for Valen. Double swing, but it's absolutely dismantled by G2.
Never doubt the G2 crossfire. Trent behind him, ready to work with him, and he's about to find that there might still be remnants of MIBR. Now, I know what you're thinking. G2 would never expect there to be the last two players going in the same site. Well, you might be right. They've got plenty of individuals to distribute again across the map.
Taking their time are MIBR, and G2 obviously have no reason to play into this. They are going to wait for the spike to get tapped. If G2 pull off this win, kind of feels like they're unbeatable. I'll be honest, even though Sen beat them in the upper bracket. Like, how do you stop these guys?
Oh, Arzine.
They just make these comebacks occur out of thin air.
This is excruciating for MIBR. Trying to tap, trying to plant, and all that util leveraged at them. Aftershock here will keep them off the site for now. They give Arzine enough room to plant. Clone comes down, Arzine takes him down. Firing squad, they're waiting for him. Take him low. Arzine still has the stones to swing into that somehow, but the op brings out. Jaw cuts him down to one. Cortesia, close but no cigar. And G2 are rapidly catching up.
Love that little jiggle peek from Trent, but it's all of the early round team play from G2 that puts them at such a significant advantage. Down 11-7, and on the round that they first won, they were on a full eco, and they are rallying back into a close game again.
Ooh, that was sharp. Valen went to that left side, so Aspas gets deep. And Valen's been in an awkward position of having to be the solo anchor against a lot of these MIBR fast hits. But hey, plenty where that came from for G2. They will test this. To win heaven, Leaf has time to correct. Zay Gabagool, where you look at it, Aspas. Bam!
One enemy remaining.
Arzine at half health here, and it's just Jorg left. Good crossfire.
Series up 1-0, taking their own map pick.
3 stingers. It's going to take a lot of work here for G2. Suffice to say, Shannon just got some information about where Leaf is. Trent trying to get ahead of this now. Big fault line. The spam, though, doesn't really account to much. Aspas dashing deep here. I mean, geez, MIBR adamant about maintaining this A control, and they'll have it, even if they got to fight further.
Spike down.
That's a trade. Trent playing his life as he often does. This has slowed MIBR up now as a Nebula blooms in front of them.
Ooh, 2 suppressed there. Has a feeling there might be a third in that corner as well. This is going to force MIBR to slow things down.
Exactly.
Cortesia, I was waiting for that. He has the neural theft, finally found a moment to jump and activate that.
Got every reason to go elsewhere now, but you're still going to get the spike. Oh, and they've left Aspas here again, the lurking duelist play. Or will they decide to stay? It's a pump fake! Cortesia emerges. Valen now realizes exactly what is afoot. But either these things go to work, it's up to Jorg with an op. And he's virtually in a different postcode. For the map, he has got to go wild.
Both of his enemies are pretty weak. If he can actually recover a rifle, should hear that TP, should know it's possible that someone is in heaven, and with that dimensional drift, will know it as a guarantee. Shenum spotted out.
Fast and Furious 12, Brokio drift for Jorgamo.
Fake teleport.
Emerges now to see very little. Shenum is on the site. He's made sound. Shenum trying to keep himself scarce here, stay out of line of sight. Jorg has to check his left. He tries!